Lesson 4.5, we're going to talk about scatter plots and lines of fit. Data with two variables we call bivariate data because there are two of them, so bi meaning two. So it's bivariate data because it has two variables in it. So we're comparing the two things. A scatter plot shows the relationship between a set of data with two variables. Graph disorders pairs on a coordinate plane. Scatter plots are used to investigate a relationship between two quantities. So basically, we look at the scatter plots and we say, how are the dots or the points collectively gathered? So in the first one, we see that they're very, very close together and they somewhat seem to form a positive line. So we call it a positive correlation. And then you notice down here it says, as x increases, y increases. So as I move along my x-axis, what do we know? We're also noticing that y is increasing as well. And then x1, we notice that the points are still close together, very, very close together. And it's kind of making a negative slope. So we have negative correlation. So as x is decreasing, so we see, or I'm sorry, this should be, that's wrong. So scratch that. This should be as x increases. So we're still increasing x. As x is increasing, we notice that the y is decreasing though. Here it's just scattered all over the place. They really aren't bunched together very tightly. So this has no correlation because, I mean, I could try to draw a line, but they're not closely related to that line because I could draw a line going like that. I could draw a line going like that. So there really is no correlation for that one because the points are scattered all over the place. Determine whether the graph shows a positive, negative, or no correlation. If there is a positive or negative correlation, describe that meaning in that situation. So I'm looking at this, and if I were to draw a line of best fit, because we will be working on that, you really want to try to have a line that hits at least two of your points and kind of goes through all of them because you kind of want your line to be, you want the points to be very close to that line. So something very close to that. I mean, mine might be a little bit off. It's kind of eyeballing it, but you do notice that the points are positive. So this has, or it's making a positive slope. So this does have a positive correlation. So what does that mean? So if this is a positive correlation, we're saying as hours increase, so do wages. So as your hours increase working, your wages will increase. So the more hours you work, the more money you're going to make. Use lines of fit. So scatter plots can show whether the line has a trend. When the data points lie close to a line of fit or trend line can model the trend. So we make a scatter plot. We determine if there's any relationship first of all. If there is, we draw a line that seems to pass close to most of the data points. Use 2 points on the line of fit to write an equation for that line. Use the line of fit to make predictions. So that's what we're going to do here. So let's make a scatter plot, time studying. So 10:53, maybe right in here, we'll say. This is going to be really difficult because, again, it's kind of, you're basing it off of where you think it might be. 20:67, maybe up in here. And then 30:78. And then 40:87. And then 50:95. So you want to try to have it hit most, if not all, the points. So I'm kind of looking at this, and maybe for me it's something like this. So it's not hitting all of them, but it's hitting most of them. And then it says, use 2 points from the line. So it looks like, I mean, if I really look at it, I'd use that point, and that point's pretty good. So if I use those 2 points, so I'm going to use 10:53, and I'm going to use 40:87. And I want to come up with an equation. How do I do that? Well, I got to find the slope. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 87 minus 53 over 40 minus 10. So I'm ending up with 34 over 30 They can both be reduced by 2, so that's 17 over 15. So I'm going to leave my slope as 17/15. I'm not done. Now, using my equation y equals mx plus b, I can substitute in, pick a point, 1053, 4087. I really don't care. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to use 1053 just because they're a little bit smaller. So 53 equals 17/15 times 10 plus b. And then I do some math here. And I end up with 53 equals 2 goes into 10 5 times, or not 2. 5 goes into 10 2 times, that's what I meant to say, 3 times. So then I have 34 over 3 plus b. I'm going to subtract 34 thirds from both sides, 34 thirds. And I get, you can use a calculator, you can find a common denominator, but I end up with b equals 125 over 3. Piece it all together, y equals 17/15 x plus 125 over 3. Then, using this line, we could go a step further here, even though it doesn't say it in here. But we could go a step further. We could say, okay, well, what if we spent 90 minutes or 100 minutes or 120 minutes studying? So, like, let's say we just do 90 minutes. What could I expect as a percent if I spent 90 minutes studying? So now that I could substitute the 90 in for x, we would just substitute, we're predicting. Because again, your equation could be a little bit off because, again, you have a scatter plot. You're not exact with your points. But if we substitute that in, we have 17/15 times 90. And then we are going to add 125 over 3 to that. And what I'm going to get is 431 over 3. But then if I take 431 divided by 3, I'm going to get about 143.67%. Obviously, that doesn't make sense because we're not going to typically get a higher than 100% on most tests. But in certain situations, yes, you could get more points because you're taking more time to study. But basically, you could think about how your score would increase. So does the scatter plot show a positive? It does show a positive correlation. So it's a positive correlation. Describe the relationship in words. So more time spent studying will give a higher score. And that's what they mean by in words.